InsideIIM Podcasts, FMCG Unplugged.
Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of FMCG Unplugged in association with Marico. We are with Kunal Bhardwaj today, who is from IIM K, which has a beautiful campus. There are many interesting things that Kunal has done that we will talk about. So let's dive straight into the questions. So Kunal, you've done sales for 10 years before moving to marketing. How important is sales for an FMCG career?
I think 10 years is making me feel old. But yes, if you ask me, I think it is important, and there are certain reasons why I say so. And I think one of the most important ones is it actually gives you a very on-ground and a hands-on experience where you are able to learn the ropes by directly interacting with trade, and trade actually becomes a very big conduit through which your product moves from manufacturing to the end consumer's hand. So that becomes the first bit why I think it is important. The second would be that the experience itself is very humbling. In marketing, you tend to see the world through the lens of your brand only, and that's what I'm experiencing right now. But when I was in sale, you see it not just as a microcosm of your brands, because you are selling all the brands that your organization manufactures, but also in conjunction with the other brands that are your competitors or are able to supply to the consumer in a much better fashion.
Right.
So these are a couple of reasons. I think with respect to Indian market in particular, the best part about doing sales before moving into marketing is the dichotomy that it gives you of looking at urban and rural together. And trust me, if somebody's been able to experience the rural markets in depth, like the kind of experience that sales provide you, it's a mind-changing experience that you can go through. So for me, I think yes, these are the top 3 reasons why I feel that sales is important as an experience before moving to marketing.
So Kunal, you've done some really exciting work, apart from your decade-long, sorry to bring that up again, sales experience. Tell us about the Foodie chatbot. It's a very, very unique initiative and experiment. So how did that come about?
So, just taking a step backwards, so Saffola Masala Oats, I think is one of the most successful innovation for Marico, especially in the foods space, because we've never been in the food space.
Right.
And that was a first. What that enabled us is, because of us being the first in this category and being able to create this category, it also gives a lot of responsibility where we need to bring excitement and increase the category. And somewhere this whole advent of technology and e-com kind of made us think that no, I think we need to not just look at it from an offline space, but need to do much more in terms of the online space. And that's where the genesis of Foodie as a website came in, where we said that okay, healthy eating is good, it's a good trend. Can we make it healthier without asking you to give up on everything that you like? And it was basically about creating healthier recipes of the normal food that every person eats. So we use the help of bloggers and chefs that we have on board. They will create healthier versions of regular food, and then we run it past through nutritionists, and then we give it a score. So now what chatbot does is chatbot makes it even simpler. Chatbot, you are able to directly interact with the Foodie chatbot and can pose personalized questions regarding recipes around health and any particular ingredients that you want. So it's a more of one-on-one rather than you going through filters on the website and going through around it. And the response is phenomenal because of the very fact that I don't want to look at recipes that are popular or in that order. It is more about that, okay, today I feel that I want to have something sweet but healthy. Just put that question to the chatbot and it will give you 10 recipes that you want to go ahead with. Wow. Or you want to say that, okay, there's a seed quinoa and I've heard something new about it. Are there any good recipes around it? And the bot will answer you back. So in that way, it's much more interactive and much more personalized. And I think that's the space that technology is able to provide you. And we've been able to leverage that, and we're getting a good response from the consumers. It's just been about a few months since that's gone live. But now we're looking at a lot more innovation around it. That's in the pipeline for people to see later.
Yeah, what I found most interesting was that you can also send that as a WhatsApp message to yourself, which I think is a very thoughtful kind of a feature.
Absolutely. So, I mean, WhatsApp is as universally penetrated as any technology can be. So it was basically leveraging both of them. But yes, that enables it to become much more easier to use.
So, the FMCG marketing career going forward, maybe in the next 3 years, 5 years, what kind of skills do you think future brand managers or marketers need to possess? Something that students who are on campus today can start preparing for?
See, if you ask me, basic ground rules of marketing would remain the same.
Right.
So I don't think there is any change in that. But yes, the biggest change that is happening right now is in terms of technology. And I think that is where certain new skill sets would be needed. And somewhere I think that's something that probably I discussed with my friends also, is that probably other than the 4 P's that you are taught in campus, there's another P that's going to come in. That's more about personalization and automation. And that is something that I was discussing about when we were discussing the chatbot, that now consumers don't, even if they eventually fulfill through that, but they don't want to assume that I'm having the same mass product that somebody else is also having. So they
Right.
want that level of personalization and personalized content directed towards them, which makes them feel special. And I think that is a skill set that will get added on. Otherwise, the basic ground rules will definitely remain the same.
Kunal, clearly you are at the cutting edge of, or at least you are following trends. Is there any marketing campaign or a trend or a new technology that is being currently used elsewhere in the world that has excited you, or something that is kind of, you've noticed?
So outside of Marico, and to be very politically correct as well, so I'll say that okay, there are 3 campaigns that I've liked in the recent year or so. I think the first campaign that I liked was the Fearless Girl campaign.
Right.
That statue of the Fearless Girl that was put on the Wall Street. I think it did a lot more, not just to the organization that actually put it there on ground, but to be able to resonate with the feelings or the emotions that in general people in America were having,
Right.
or maybe around the world. The second campaign that I really liked is more with an Indian context. It was the Savlon Healthy Hands, Healthy Chalk campaign, and that actually won 7 awards at the Cannes Festival. I think what was very unique was that it was able to pick a very fine everyday nuance of children going to school, especially in the rural parts of India, and being able to put not just an effective use of what the product stands for in terms of hygiene, but to be able to weave it around the life of the consumer, which was the children, to make it much more healthier and effective. I think the last campaign, and that really interests me because it's in the food space and was able to effectively use technology very, very, in not just in terms of being innovative, but in terms of being able to give you a fillip in your business as well, was the Campbell Soup Vogon campaign, which they did with the help of Google, where so it was brilliant. So what they were able to do was make a personalized campaign for an huge number of keywords that the consumer could put in. So for example, if I'm a consumer and I put in that I'm feeling very happy, there'll be a personalized creative content that will get posted on that page.
Right.
You're feeling sad, you're feeling hungry, you broke up with your girlfriend, you just got married, and you will keep getting personalized content. The way it was able to resonate with the consumer and do wonders for the brand, this was done in Australia, is phenomenal. I mean, the numbers are there to back you up. So it was not just a very fancy creative idea, but it was backed with a big Philippine business that the organization also got, because I believe they were declining in sales before that campaign went on air.
How important do you think has analytics become, for marketers? So, given that so much data is now available as compared to earlier, while analyzing, and like for example, if you were to put out an ad in a newspaper earlier, you would only know that, that is the circulation of the newspaper. But right now, you can follow engagements. You will know exactly.
Absolutely, I think you're very right, because what marketing was construed as many years back of just being creative and to be able to come out with a very creative thought to catch the attention of the consumer. I think now with this whole advent of technology and being able to capture data in real terms, it's become a science in itself. And that same campaign that I was talking to you about on the Campbell thing, I think that itself is one of those campaigns that have been able to effectively use data and analytics to be able to help them in creating a good marketing campaign. And stuff that is being done by Facebook and Google goes miles in that.
Okay. So just giving a little light-hearted flavor now to the discussion. So Kunal, any memorable experience at IIM Kozhikode that you may want to recount?
I think it's not just at Kozhikode, but I guess would be at every IIM campus would be the dreadful placement days, because that's the time when you have to look your best, but you know you're not, you're too tired and your eyes are going red because of the kind of stress that it puts you on. But that would be probably the worst and the most memorable time of my time at IIMK.
Since today is Teachers' Day, any memorable professor or a course that you would have done at IIMK?
So I loved the course on sales and distribution management that was taught to us in the first year.
Okay.
And I think that was one of the courses that helped me also decide this future career path of mine. And I thank the professor who taught me. Still in touch with him.
Oh, that's amazing. Your funniest moment at Marico over the last few years?
My funniest moment at Marico, I think, was during my first stint in Bihar, when we were trying to make a new GTM of reaching out to as small a village as possible in terms of population. And it required a new GTM change, because of which we obviously needed certain investments to be made by the organization to set it up. And I remember one of the head of sales development coming in from Bombay just to see what we were trying to do. And to make it look more realistic, we actually made him cross a river by standing on a small raft kind of a thing. And he freaked out, we freaked out, and he knew that we were trying to just add that additional drama to it, that why is it important in Bihar. But overall, I think he bought the idea. He loved the fact that we actually made all the effort of making him sit on a raft. But yeah, we got the project through. It was funny, but yeah, it was good. It was a good experience.
Any message for students who have just joined MBA campuses? They probably would have spent only 2 months so far, and they're still figuring out what career to choose, how to sit for summer placements, and how life is going to be in the future. So, any message for them?
So, on a serious note, what I would want to say is that when we join B schools, I think less than 1% of us are absolutely clear what we want to do in life. And more or less all of us come in with this thing that, no, I am doing my MBA just to get a professional jump in my career, and that's why I want to do it. I think my personal advice to those people in particular and to the general student body would be to be absolutely clear why they're coming to the B school in the first place, and to be able to ask the right questions around it, because essentially one realizes it only once when one has passed out of the business school that why those 2 years are very important, because only until and unless you ask very fundamental questions to yourself, what you want to do and what you want to take out of those 2 years, is when you will get the most out of it. I mean, for me particularly, and this is not because I'm working in Marico, but I think I was very clear after the first semester that I knew that I would want to do a career, I would make a career in sales and marketing. And what that led to the fact was that during my summer internship and the time after that, I was able to even interact with a lot of companies who were in that space, and to be able to choose the future employer of choice. For me, that was Marico, and because of the kind of thought and time that was spent to it, I'm still working with Marico for more than a decade, and that's the best part about it.
Thank you so much, Kunal. I think we've had a great time talking to you. I'm sure this is going to be of great use to all students who are currently preparing for placements, even those who are just generally deciding what careers to choose going forward. So thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you so much.